want to be mindful of pedestrians. They're the most vulnerable in a parking lot. And vulnerable road users are pedestrians, the elderly, and kids. Kids are very unpredictable. We're making a right turn, so we got to signal our intention. If we don't use a blinker, pedestrians don't know what they're doing, cars don't know what they're doing. He is turning across. He should have yielded for me, but that's how accidents happen. So you can see where a person quickly turning on a blinker, it didn't really even give me time to react. So what should this person have done? He should have let me turn first because my blinker was on. Good afternoon. How are you? He should have let me turn first, but he cut across. You're correct. Like, he's just blowing the stop sign right now. Come on. Pause. And ignorance is no excuse. You're absolutely right. I learned this like in high school when I took driver's education. They teach you the rules of the right of way, like no blinker, blowing stop signs. So these are the type of ignorant or arrogant drivers. Yes, absolutely. So I'm trying to maintain good speed and really trying to bring in this POV anxiety-proof lesson into reality. And you see where you're going to be dealing with drivers who just don't care. This is a speed hump. Yeah, it's all about being taught. And if you just got to be taught the right way. You're preaching. Got to be taught the right way. Do the right thing. Okay? Be humble. Make eye contact with drivers. He's not doing this. The lady in the smaller cars like looking like, what are you going to do? Make eye contact with drivers. Don't be arrogant. Don't be disrespectful. Thank you for the thumbs up. Be real. And if you're courteous, people will let you out. If you're disrespectful or rude, they're not even going to think about you like that. So I'm coming up real easy, just slow, and just waiting. I'm not going to bully my way out, right? I'm just slowly creeping up. It's called showing the car. And I'm being patient. I don't know. I was confused. Okay? I'm waiting. I'm not just going to shoot a gap. I'm waiting for some communication. I'm waiting. This lady, nope. Okay, I waved. See, you let me out. That's all it takes. Okay? Yes, and you're correct. If you have questions on traffic, put it in. Okay? We're breathing for a second. We're excited. And we're ready to get it. It's 5:30. Just came out of a meeting, and you notice I'm leaving later and later. But sometimes it's like that when you work. And I'm going straight to another session where I got to give a driving test in person. So some days you have really long days. Okay, they did feed us at work. But also, if you're hungry or tired, that does impact your driving. I've been getting about 6 hours of sleep. That will give you anxiety. You got to be rested. You're going to be short. You're going to be driving aggressively. So you got to really take care of yourself. And I really mean that. Self-care is so important that you really, if you don't do self-care, you're going to have anxiety. You're going to be rage bait, road rage. Okay? Now we're going to go on the expressway and you're going to see it for yourself. Okay? So I'm just trying to get up to speed. And he knows this. Last week, literally, I was almost in an accident. So I've learned that to merge out effectively and smoothly, I'm getting right behind this vehicle, boom. I'm gonna settle down for a minute. And then if you were driving with me, I'd say, okay, let's get our speed up, about 60, 55. And then once our speed stabilizes, we're gonna get to the middle lane because I don't even wanna think about or get trapped behind someone who is hesitating, right? I'm checking traffic to the left, I can't get over. Too many brake lights. Ramps closed, so I'm reading the message board. That's a nice grade 5.0. Really nice, even though I'm too big for it. Okay, I'm gonna get over. My car really slowed down. This was weird. I did a driver's ed lane change. For some reason, I lost too much speed. Okay, so sometimes you're right. Sometimes life's challenges make it hard. They do. So we're at about 55. This type of traffic is different than what we're used to. I have traffic on the left, half an hour. I could probably go 10 miles an hour faster, be in the middle lane or the left lane and be chilling. Now, I'm just gonna stay in the middle lane, keep more speed, stay smooth. Yes. And I'm just gonna take my time. I'm gonna be really patient. Okay? And I'm gonna be real with you. You know, anxiety is real. Oh, their axle broke off. What the heck? Okay. And I'm really just trying to take my time. Okay. And I could zip over to the left, but for why? I'm using bad English. I said for why? I'm okay in the middle lane. I need to be at my next destination within an hour. I'm okay. Energy level's good, about 65. If I get in the left lane, I'm gonna have to go about 75 or 80. And then I'm gonna have to like zip in and out of traffic. It's not this serious. Okay, fuel is not the problem, safety. Okay, we're moving about 65 miles an hour. And don't get me wrong, if I needed to step on the gas and get over to the left, I'm gonna show you what it looks like. I'm gonna get over to the left instantly. I'm up to 70, 75, 80. I'm at 80 right now. And this is what life is like in the left lane. Okay, we're moving faster. We're not gonna have time to react. And this brings on a lot of risky moves. Like there's a white Kia in my blind spot behind me to my right. I'm following this Chrysler 300 with the wing on the back. We're at about 77 to 80. Okay? And now I gotta lift my foot because I'm closing on this Chrysler 300. And then they gonna have to slam brakes. I really don't need that. I'm not late. And then that Prius has cut over. That's how sideswipe accident has happened. Now we're back down to 75. I don't want that tow truck, but if I keep driving the way I do, I'm gonna need a tow truck. And there's that Chrysler 300 that's cutting to the middle. You see how they have to tap brakes because they're going too fast. That Chrysler 300 is tailgating. So by being in the left lane, you might gain 5 or 7 or 10 miles an hour, but you're moving at a faster rate of speed. You guys can see this. What is your national speed? Okay, on this part, I'm not sure. Some are 50, on the I-94 corridor, some areas are 55. Some are 65. Some are 70. And then we have another area, it's 75 miles an hour. I'm not gonna curve over to the right because there's semi truck. I don't wanna die. So the highest speed we can go in our location is 75 miles an hour. But if people drive 5 over, they're doing 80. If they drive 10 over, they're doing 85. And usually I'm not in this lane because it backs up quite a bit. Usually I'm behind a semi truck like this truck because they're going to Canada. But I'm gonna stay in the left lane just to show you that I'm from the Midwest. Also, where you from? Right? From metro area. Sounds like an international person. Most areas in the United States are in the 50, 55, 65, or 70. Out west, it could be 80, but I'm not out west like Utah, Montana, and nothing but farmland. 55, New York, NYC 55. You know they're not driving 55. Truck speed limit is 65. Most of them have speed governors and cameras. So You have no privacy. But a lot of drivers try to get in at-fault accidents and sue the trucking company, so liability costs very high. If I get caught speeding, number one, I'm an instructor. I'm going to lose my endorsement. Why would I speed, go really fast, and lose my endorsement? The first one, you'll get points on your record. Our state gives you points. Like in basketball, if you hit a three-pointer, like I'm going to get over it. Like there's an accident to the left over there. Something's going on. Something's going on. I'm not trying to be a gawker. You can see it across the way. Damn. Ah, I'm gonna stay away. I almost went off the road trying to be nosy. Help me out. You'll get points. Like in Ohio, it's just a fine. And if you don't have the money, you're gonna be arrested. Okay, where I'm from, you get points on your driver records that stay on 2 years or 4 years. Your insurance will go up. I'm an instructor, and if I get too many points, after about 45 days, I'm gonna get a letter from the state. Hello, sir. Your driver's education endorsement has been suspended for the next 24 months. Why would I do that? Also, if I get caught reckless driving, that's just a bigger fine, more money, more points. But in like Florida, you got these people doing 100 over, 50 over, they're arresting you on the spot and impounding your car. I love that because you don't need to be driving super fast. Now look, this white line, this is, we talked about this. This is to discourage you from passing. Like I could change lanes if I want to, but it discourages you from passing. There are a lot of consequences. Also, I could go to court and try to appeal it and take a class, and they'll shield the points for the insurance company. But once you get a ticket, your insurance is going to go up. You got to pay that fine. You're going to have to go to court. I don't have time for that. I don't want to get in that level of trouble. I'm being honest with you. It's not worth it anymore. Okay? I'm not some young kid who's 17 or 24. Okay? I got a family. This is my job. And if you get too many points, they're going to take away your license. They're going to suspend your license. I'm a driving instructor. This is my second job. I need my license to drive back and forth to work. And then now some people try to drive with a suspended license. But now if you get caught, more points. They're going to arrest you, impound your car. It's a vicious cycle. So you don't want to get caught up in that. Either you're going to learn when you're really young, or you're not going to learn, and you're going to have a bunch of tickets. Your parents are going to pay for it. And sometimes they'll say something. The first one, they're going to say, okay, you're learning, you made a mistake. The second and third and fourth one, they're pissed off, they're mad. Boy, girl, what are you doing getting these tickets? What's wrong with you? Okay, I've been there. It's called personal responsibility, bro. Ignorance is no excuse. You got to get it together. Thank you. I'm being real with you. You asked me, I'm telling you the truth. Sorry, I'm fired up. So you need to try to avoid speeding. I'm not talking 5 over 3 over, I'm talking about 15 over, 20 over. Most of us are about 70. Okay? Yeah, real. Real. Because when you're younger, you don't have $150 for a ticket. Your mom and dad are like, I gotta get that money out of my account. Gotta pay that ticket on Tuesday. I'm gonna have to have a talk with Junior. After that talk, honey, you need to go talk to your daughter, because you know your mama not gonna claim you because she ready to choke you. Honey, you need to go talk to your son. Real talk. And that tests your patience, because you're messing up your parents' insurance. Because the reality is a lot of you can't afford insurance. And in our state, you have to have at least no fault. Okay? There's also something called limited liability, personal injury protection. Like in our state, if I hit someone and paralyze them, there's a fund in the state that will provide them medical care for a certain number of years. Okay, legislators have been trying to close that up. Let's pretend E is driving. I'm walking across the street. She hits me. I become paralyzed. I'm going to need care for the rest of my life. There's a fund that would take care of that. That would provide a nurse, home health care. Okay. So our insurance is crazy, crazy high. So consequences vary from state to state, province to province. Most of the time, if you have a good lawyer, I'm not trying to tell you how to get out, they can get it talked down. You just pay the fine. You're going to be in probation for 24 months. If you don't get any tickets, they'll drop it. But you got to be good for 24 months. But if you are an habitual offender, you might as well say, you literally have to almost kill someone before they'll take away your license. And that's sad. That's sad. It really is. Okay? So I'm trying to tell you, my battery's about to freaking die. I'm sorry, guys. I want to say I love you. My battery's almost dead. I love you. Make sure you subscribe. Bye.